June is busting out all over the meadows and the hills.
Is this something?
Leslie Uggams.
Oh.
It's from Carousel, maybe? I'm pretty sure she sings it. It's in a Family Guy episode. I don't know. Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm watching the Gilded Age, Season 3, Episode 7.
Excommunicated.
This episode was crazy.
Okay. Emotionally,
crazy.
We were all over the place. Like, that was wild. Do you want to do the sad stuff first?
I would,
or like the emotional stuff first?
Yeah.
So, Oscar had a full breakdown.
I was crying.
It was very emotional.
Well, I predicted it, so I was sort of caught up in that last week. Yeah. And now
now you're like upset.
Oh, he's gone.
He's dead.
We don't get to see him in his nose anymore.
Oh, God, he does have a great nose. Yeah. So he goes to meet with Mr. Adams' sister.
Who just knows.
Okay. That's what's wild to me, because also the downstairs people said something. Oh, because they were reading McAllister's book. And the downstairs people... Armstrong was like, he says some things about Oscar that I don't understand.
She couldn't make heads nor tails of it.
and Mrs. Bannister, Bauer, and Bridget were all like, And so I just was like, I love that just it's like everyone knew except for Gladys.
That's a little bit accurate. I've talked about it before.
Agnes. I said Gladys. Agnes.
I thought, I was thinking kind of the other way around. I'm like, Agnes has to know. She has to know.
She would never.
Really I can believe she wouldn't talk about it. It's the love that dare not speak its name, Kristen.
I think she would never think it was a possibility.
It's so far out of pocket.
For her son, yeah.
I'm sure, but
just look at him, though.
It's a man who's been arrested for the crime of bum fancy, if I've ever seen one.
That's my favorite one.
Well, I've talked about it before, and I'm always like afraid that people are going to misunderstand what I mean, where it's like it absolutely was taboo. Like it absolutely was. But like also
it's an open secret sometimes.
People knew. And it's the kind of thing where it's like as long as you like, because like the artists and stuff like Tchaikovsky had like a whole like underground, it wasn't underground because they provided to society. Yeah. So they were sort of like, eh. Yeah.
So John Adams' sister definitely did know, and she also infers that the rest of their brothers knew, but that they would never say anything. And she was like,
it's more judgmental.
Yeah, but that they would never admit to it, so the secret's safe. And she was like, his secrets were always safe with me, and so is yours, because they found Oscar's picture in his drawer, and then she gave him a picture of John Adams to like remember him by, and nothing was actually left to Oscar in the will, but the sister was like, he always wanted you to have his house on the lake upstate, and so I'm giving you that and the 5 years of expenses worth of money. And so after that happens, he goes home, and that's when he has like a total breakdown. And Agnes does realize in that, but it is sort of like, I think, even with the scene with Marian, when she goes up to see him in his room, I think she knew beforehand.
Yeah.
She at least knew something.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why someone's a confirmed bachelor. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not like no women are good enough, you know. Just saying.
But I mean, I was joking, but also it's like speaking it is something different for a lot of people.
Of course. But it just was, he literally has a breakdown, and he is crying, and he's kind of yelling, especially at Agnes. Because she's like, why are you carrying on like this? Mm-hmm. Like, this kind of, and he just starts crying and shouting. And I did love that Ada and Marian were like, he took him up out of destitution, and wouldn't you be sad?
Wouldn't you be sad if you lost your savior? Yeah, it saved me all the time.
Yeah, and so...
a couple times on Sunday.
So as they're getting Oscar up to his room to, like, you know, recuperate.
Well, he goes up and is smoking under the bed, under the sheets, apparently.
It's really amazing.
It was a really good character beat.
But we do hang on Agnes's face for like a minute.
Well, she had this kind of, it was about like...
It was a face journey.
Well, it was right after his like outburst. And she's kind of... like, yeah. I'm surprised she didn't get up and start cleaning.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like wiping down the
dusting.
Yeah. I believe that it was in that moment that she was just like, oh.
And so
he was in love with him.
Yeah. So Marian, which I don't know, wouldn't you be kind of impressed?
That he had kept it.
That he had pulled like, John Adams?
Well, I mean.
But Marian goes up and is kind of like, I think I know.
I think I get it.
I know who the winner is.
And he's like, you can't possibly, because if you did, you would turn away from me. And she was like, I'm not a fool. And so I like know more than people think I, in spite of all the evidence of the contrary.
She really needed that scene to keep her tolerable.
She really did. So she was like, I'm not a fool. And I know enough about things to like kind of understand. And I would never turn away from you. I just want to know what I can do to help. And he was like, that did it.
Sometimes you need a hag's lap to cry on.
You got two downstairs. What the fuck? So no, yeah, it was actually, it was really lovely.
But then we're like smash cutting between that and this like farce across the street.
trying to find the gossip leak when it just has clearly for the last 3 weeks just been Andre. Like,
part of me was like waiting for like as she was taking care of like sick orphans or something.
Sure.
And no, she was just doing it. It was good money.
Yeah. $40 per item. And because that was when church was like, so you did all of this for $40. And I was like, she's put like 30 things in the paper. She's made more than $40.
I had no real reason other than I just kind of thought it's a very me character, Andre, the blonde French maid. Yeah. Like, but I guess. So it took up some time.
Yeah, it was definitely a farce at the beginning because they were all like peeping at her through like gaps in the bread.
Blinky music. Yeah, it was like.
And so they do like a switcheroo where they give her false information. And if it winds up in the paper, then they know it's her. And so she ends up going to Church's office, but they're all three standing there like, where have you been, young lady? And she admits it and that it was for $40 for each item, blah, blah, blah. And she says, I'll go pack my things. And I loved that he was like, your things are already packed. Go away. Like, get out.
Do you think we'll see her again?
I don't know.
Because
we haven't seen Turner as much as I thought we were going to.
That's kind of where I went. I was like, is she going to go cahoot with? I don't know. Like I said, the plot was kind of dumb. And so it's like part of me wants it to be in service of another plot, but also I'll just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was why finally at the end of it, I was like, well, I guess that's it. I was like, unless it actually is Mrs. Bruce or the cook, but that would be such a dumb twist to like make it that. So whatever.
We had a fun conversation about Borden.
He's so handsome.
There's something,
I find him very appealing.
Well, you're like, he has a big face, and I was like, kind of like a 90s actor.
He's got a good nose, too, like a sharp nose, and
he belongs in Titanic.
Oh, yeah. And I like his white hair. I just, he's got a very Victor Garber in Titanic vibe. Like, I just like him.
Can we get him in a Perot? Are we still making Perot movies?
Larry came home and was immediately blindsided by this letter from Marian in which she explained nothing. She literally just, I imagine it just was like, Larry, I'm not marrying you. You dumped. Like, what the fuck? And so he is rightfully immediately across the street and he knocks on the door and Bannister opens and he's like, I'm not sure she's at home. And he's like, well, can you see? Like, I need to talk to her. And then Ada comes up and is like, I'll take care of this. And I loved that she was very clear about it. She was like, I'm not your enemy. Like, I am not against you.
I'll work on this.
But like, she's not ready to talk to you yet is basically all that Ada would give. So like any stand-up gentleman, he corners her at her place of work. He goes to the school And blessedly, she immediately was like, you went to a whorehouse and I'm not about it. You lied. You said you were going to Delmonico's. And he was like, I knew that you wouldn't like it if I went, but I didn't do anything. I just went there for a drink. And she's like, well, how can I ever believe you? And I just am like, you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, it's really...
It's like she can tell she's not the main character anymore.
Yeah.
She's like slipping and she's like, how do I get back into this?
It's crazy. And so she basically makes him leave. He goes back home. Bertha, man, she is on the outs with everyone. George's
scene was brutal.
The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay, so let's do the first one first. Because to go with the Marian thing,
reaping what I sow?
Yeah.
It's more likely than you think.
They basically are having this meeting because he found all the copper in the mines and he got the mines. So he's got the land. They have that part of it over there. And he's telling George that it's like tens of millions of dollars worth of copper apparently in these mines, which is great. And Bertha comes in and is like, oh my gosh, that's so great. And tries to grab Larry's hand, like, let's celebrate. And he goes, I'm not in a celebratory mood. Marian has called off the wedding. And for the first time in her life, Bertha has nothing to do with the unhappiness of her children. But they don't believe her because she's done it too many times before. And so Larry is like, I'm also going to start sleeping at the club. And so she is in a house alone because Gladys is in England and they're both sleeping at the club because they're mad at her. And I love, too, that she told George, she was like, I fixed it with Gladys. And he goes, so you say. It's amazing.
Where did all these chickens come from? They're roosting all over the place.
Chickens in my roost? So then, yeah, the second scene, she comes in and she's talking about how the Newport ball and everything, which we'll get to in a minute. And she's hoping that George and Larry are going to be excited. And they both are just kind of straight up ignoring her.
They turn around and move their conversation away.
And she keeps trying to talk and they keep not listening. And she's like, oh, you're busy. I'll go. And then she leaves and man.
The Charlie Brown suite.
Do you want to just get Gladys out of the way real quick?
Well, it was great.
It was fantastic. So she and Hector are getting a little more. I think what's interesting is that I think she was just against it on principle mostly. So she didn't get to know him at all or like do anything to make it easier on herself. So they're walking.
This is the plot I was seeing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't know. I think it's going to be great. I like Hector. And especially now, but there was a point where, because I forget what he said something in this episode. I was like, come on. And you're like, no. He's going to pull through because he compared the irises to her. Okay, so they're walking through the gardens and they have gotten a telegram from George saying that the next month's payment might be late or not come at all. And Gladys is like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, Sarah.
No.
Oh, well,
Gladys
because Sarah was like, can we send her back?
Yeah.
And get a refund?
Because he was like, what if I don't want to send her back? And Sarah was like, chickens in my roost? Yeah, so while they're walking through the gardens, she like comments on the irises and he says, it reminds me of the dress you wore to the opera, which was like a year ago at this point.
She was surprised.
She was like, you remembered that? And I'm like, he likes you. You're the one that made this difficult. So anyway, it was nice. And so they are
probably just like thrilled to not have a woman running roughshod all over him. Browbeating
him into submission. So they are also still talking about the like running of the estate and everything and how she does find it interesting, it seems like, at least a little. And so later Sarah comes in and says, we're having veal for dinner. And she's like, is that all right? And he goes, I've never had a problem with what you do, but like in the future, why don't you get Gladys in on it? She's wants to know more about running the house and stuff. And then he's like, and by the way, we're going to Newport for this ball that Gladys's mother is throwing, to which
we're leaving yesterday.
To which though Sarah was like, oh, she wants to show you off. And Gladys rightfully is like, is that the only reason my mother might like to see me? And so, yeah, he's like, we're leaving in the morning. And while we're gone, get out of my house. Get out of this house and get out of the house in London and live by yourself somewhere.
It was a little brutal.
It was incredible. And she did look kind of teary at the end, but it's also like, get your nose out of my affairs here. Like, we're done. So I loved that. Oh, yes, we did not actually finish with the Marian plot because she is going to see houses with Jack.
Oh, yeah. Me and I saw a couple people were like afraid they were writing him off the show. And
no, I think he's...
I didn't think it was going to last because I was like, he's been a huge... Like, the show has been spiking. Like, the viewership is up like 20%.
Yeah.
It got an early renewal, so it's already renewed for season 4.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's been one of the most popular parts of the show.
100%. Yeah. He's great. So they're looking at houses for him, and they're in a really cute townhouse. It looks really nice. And they like ask to take a minute away from the realtor to just like look around. And he basically very awkwardly is like, I didn't know what to say because I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to say the bad words to you. Like, because he was still the servant too. We can't go around saying whorehouse to the...
There's a part of me that wants to be like, is Marian really this prude? And I'm like, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah. She has not had sex with any. Even Peggy has had sex with someone.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like, I feel like, is there not like a class of man that visits gentlemen's clubs, but just sort of is only there for the food? But it's got a good buffet.
Like Rachel's.
I don't know. I'm not mad at men for going to strip clubs. I actually find it kind of tasteful.
No, yeah.
All things considered.
Well, to be fair,
know it is like a whorehouse.
It was an actual brothel.
That's separate.
So that's the thing. And so basically Jack very awkwardly is like, I know what kind of things go on there, but like he didn't do anything. And she's like, how can you possibly know? And he's like, because I was with him the whole time. We got there, we had one drink with his friends, and then we came back to 61st Street together. Like, at no point was he out of my sight. Which also just like, again, then I think she's just a bad judge of character, because how would she not just assume that was she knows Larry, you know? It's like, why do you think automatically you guys got
been a slow burn? It's been
such
for
a slow burn.
3 seasons. Yeah.
And you were friends first, and so all of a sudden you think that because he went there, he was
Gladys.
absolutely...
Gladys will talk to her.
Maybe.
Yeah, because Gladys coming out for the ball, so they'll see each other.
Well, sure, but I also think that... Because
her and Gladys, she was in the wedding. Like,
no, she last minute. But I think that the talk from Jack is what's going to do it. Because the scene from next week was like, you have to go over there and tell him you were wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, he wouldn't take the ring back until Marian, like, gave it back herself, which was great. What else? The McAllister stuff, his book came out. Everyone's pissed. I guess it wasn't even quite like the Capote book. It was like he just didn't name anybody. So like the Capote book was like a fictionalized version, so they all had different names. But I think he just was like describing people.
The scene with him and Mrs. Astor where he was making his case, which was sort of like, yeah, I did it and I'd do it again too. Because
also your husband likes the dancing girls on his boat.
But he was sort of like, he was like, you can't kick me out of society. I am society. Yeah. I made you all. And it was very not an angle I would expect or I would take if I was trying to get back in. I don't know. It was wild. And I was like, I mean, okay.
I know you're mad at me, but I am better than you in every conceivable way.
It was my right to say it. I created you and I can destroy you.
Yeah. So she's still super pissed. And she also has had a conversation with her daughter, basically saying you are not allowed to get divorced. And she's like, talk to my husband. He's the one that is like, I can't do anything about it. And she's like, fix it. And Charlotte's like,
It like didn't even dawn on him that they would be mad.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like, he just tried to show up to that event, and like, I don't know. Yeah. I was like, oh, I mean, that's an angle, I guess.
It didn't dawn on Capote either.
Yeah,
he was blindsided as well. If I wrote a thinly veiled memoir about my friends and then they iced me out of our friendship, I would not be surprised.
But the thing is, because you're right, because like Capote, he was at least attempting to spin a yarn. Ward McAllister was sort of like, I want the maids, the normal people, to see you're nothing special.
Yeah.
Now, where's my invitation to the party of the season?
That is literally what because Lena Astor is basically like, get out of my house, and tells Hefty, don't ever let him back in again. He's not welcome in this house ever. And so he ends up seeing Bertha, and he says that. He's like, I wanted everybody to see that like the society are just people. And she's like, yeah, dummy, that's what no one's going to forgive you for. Like, that's the only thing no one will forgive you for. So she also...
Well, she's still, I mean, she's on speaking terms with him for now.
For now, yeah.
Although she did say that her courage might not.
Yeah. So basically, Mrs. Astor also is like, I can't throw the end of the year ball anymore because there's too much talk. There's too much going on. I can't do it. And so she wants...
I'm glad Lena asked Bertha, because I was afraid Bertha was going to do it underneath her.
Yeah.
And I mean, Lena Astor, it's Donna Murphy. I'm not going to not root for her. You know what I mean?
A
like,
little.
She's I don't know that I would call her a villain, but she's being
intractable about the divorce.
Yeah. And she's more of an antagonist as far as the show is concerned.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want her on my bad. Well, I don't know. Bertha's won every time.
That part. But that's the thing. So when she's telling Ward that she's throwing the party now, she's like, and I am trying to lift the ban on divorced women. So she's like, I'm going to invite Aurora Fane and Charlotte, and we'll go with that. And he's like, well, would you invite me? And she's like, no, I don't have that much power. To which, when we were watching it, I was like, well, I think she's got the power for one or the other, and she prefers to
also give it a year. Why?
Yeah.
The timetable, like why everything has to be now, immediate, where I'm just sort of like, I don't know, give it some time.
Just take a European tour and then come back and you'll be, I mean, they have long memories, but, lots can change.
But it's like, find a gimmick, find a reason for people to want to come to your party, and then like give it some time. I don't...
100%. So that's basically where we're at with that. Is in the next episode, I presume Carrie Coon or Bertha is going to throw the end of season gala ball in Newport. And I'm very excited.
Newport.
Yeah. Why?
I was thinking it was going to be at the
No, it's the Newport, because Mrs. Astor was going to throw it in Newport also. I think we basically got everything done with George, except he also had another conversation with Clay where he was like, you bet on the wrong horse, bitch.
And Clay was like, I'm going to kill you dead.
Well, I think he
just
tried.
When you think you're safe. I felt like Joey from Friends, where I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like, I know that we've seen him. Believe me, I've seen that man on my screen. But it was like 3 weeks ago, he was sort of like,
yeah,
I'm going to start acting crazy.
Yeah, start acting up. So, yeah, his parting shot was, I am a cockroach with 1,000 lives, which is nuts.
And he's so sure that there was no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, am I forgetting something? Like,
I don't think so. The only thing I was thinking that might turn into something weird is that Larry got duped somehow, like someone
by that hot guy.
We only saw him once last week, and
I went back and watched the scene again. I was like, no, I wasn't
exaggerating. No, so that's the only thing I think that could still throw a wrench in it. But it seems so silly to have like a bad mineralogy whatever report and then a good one just for the good one to be fake. Like,
that's such an angle to like fuck up at your job like twice, and then be like, you're gonna rue the day.
You're gonna rue the day that I fucked up in my job. So yeah, that's how he leaves with George, and George has secured the whole thing now with the Merricks and everything, because he talked to JP Morgan and he can like leverage the value of the mines into the money that he needs to get the railroad. So now he's got the whole thing, like the whole train all the way across. And then at the end, he's in there with his, gentleman.
I should have noticed when they were people that we'd never seen before.
Well, we have seen his gentleman, but only like Brinkley or whatever, but only like in the last 2 episodes after he fired Clay. And then another dude that was like delivering paperwork or something. And then someone arrived.
Delivery man comes
at the door and was like, "Are you George Russell?" Bang, bang.
Well, he shot the other man first.
I don't think he got Brinkley.
Okay.
He shot the man right in front. And that was like one of the guys delivering papers. But Brinkley was off to the side. Is it Brinkley? No, I don't remember. And this is useless.
Yeah. Change approved.
Yeah. And so, I mean, in the scenes from next week, he's clearly shot George and he is doing poorly.
I was also worried for George this season because they were conspicuously bringing in potential love interests for Bertha. Although now that John Adams wasn't like a main character, but it's like that would be a crazy 1-2 punch.
He's been there since episode 1, though.
Yeah. So I think George, he's going to be in next episode because we saw the preview for it, and it's the finale. So God knows how this is going to actually end. I
think if they killed him, I think it would be too soon.
I think it's too soon. I think they could. I think they...
Yeah, but he needs to die then in like a mining accident. Like he needs to go out there to be like inspecting the mines and die in a mining accident.
Well, if he... I think that would be shoddy writing to have him survive getting shot.
Well, sure. But that's what I'm saying, though, is like I don't
have a mine fall on him.
Yeah. Not really how it works. Whatever. Yeah, so he is shot, but we don't know really anything else at this point.
Peggy.
Yeah. I don't like Elizabeth Kirkland. I think
You're not afraid to say it.
Mind her fucking business. So, Peggy and Dr. Kirkland, what is his first name? William? Okay. They have a lovely, adorable, darling picnic in Prospect Park. It is so cute.
In the middle of her loaded work week.
Yeah. He's so smitten with her, and she really likes him too. And it's just like, she also makes a comment where she's like, what are we going to do about your mom, though? Like, what's going on? He as much as says, I love you. It's like between the lines, but he's in this for sure. And so then we get a scene, which actually was incredible because
I want her friends on the show.
Oh, her friend.
She got two. I don't know if we'd seen them before.
That's
but
not
they
even
were
where I was going yet. Because we had another suffrage meeting with she's got like 4 names. I had it up a minute ago. Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. So we had another suffrage meeting. They were supposed to do it at the school, but somebody's husband got cold feet and pulled out, so they can't do it there anymore. So Ada offers to sponsor it and hold the meeting at the house. And they do, and it goes great. And then, yes, Peggy's friends are there. And Marian makes this comment about how we need to get out from under the boot heel of men. And after they were talking about getting married to Dr. Kirkland, and they all just kind of were like, huh? And she's like, sorry, bye. And she just leaves. And so they were really cute, though, just the way that they were, picking on Peggy, like teasing her. And it was really cute. So what I was going to talk about was Felicia Rashad and Leslie Uggams. Because while the content of the scene...
Pull the clip from Will and Grace. Leslie Uggams has just arrived.
Well, I got Jack his celebrity. Leslie Uggams just arrived.
So the content of the scene does not pass the vibe check.
Okay, Leslie Uggams just left.
But the caliber of actress in the scene exceeds the vibe check. So, what even was her name? Leslie Uggams. Did you catch it? She basically heard from her friend in Philadelphia that Peggy gave a baby up for adoption and it died. And so she was there for the funeral and like maybe she was married, but maybe not. And isn't this delicious gossip? And Elizabeth is like, I gotta go talk to my son immediately and ruin all of his happiness. So she does. She goes to his doctor's office.
Paul Revere style, just rode a horse straight to his house.
I mean, I would not be surprised. And she gets there and she's like, I have to tell you this stuff about Peggy. And she makes it even more salacious because she's like, who knows if she even was married? Like, she was. Mr. Scott, making problems, making big problems. So
he's come so far.
He has come so far, but this is a huge problem. And I mean, at some point, someone is going to have to sit her down and be like, my dad made me divorced and gave away my baby and told me he died. Like, I am innocent in this.
And then that's just going to justify Elizabeth. Well, I mean, I don't think she would accept her regardless. But I was going to say it's going to justify her judgment of
course.
Arthur. Yeah.
Well, of course, yes. What is the irony is that obviously this is the type of thing he was hoping to avoid by doing that, and it's going to do the opposite. So he is shocked and is like, I have to go talk to Peggy. And she's doing a very like, don't worry. You owe her nothing. And like, it's very, it felt really like boy mom too, which sucks, but I didn't like it. So anyway, he goes to 61st Street and we don't see it, but there was a preview for next week where she was like, I tried to tell you because she did. And he was like, I don't need to know anymore. And so it's like, it's a little on him for not letting her tell him everything.
Well, we had the woman who approached Agnes.
Yeah, Mrs. Foster from
didn't
the
understand
New York Historical Preservation Society.
Well, because she even mentioned it beforehand, so I don't think it was connected to John Adams.
Yeah, but they just kept saying Livingston Manor, and that's the house he got, that John Adams left him. So, and because Agnes...
They just want money from Agnes, right?
Well, yeah, they want sponsorship for like donations for the cause or whatever. I don't really know, but like when Oscar came back and was like, he gave me this house like on Livingston Lake or whatever, and she was like, oh, my family settled that in 1750.
Maternal, yeah.
And so I'm sort of like, it's got to be connected somehow. Because she kept making eyes. And also it was...
The actress was just so deliberate. Like,
well, it was Kathy Geis.
Oh.
Yeah.
I almost said... Yeah. I was like, is that? And then I was like, no.
Yeah, no
way.
Definitely Kathy Geis. So, yeah, I don't know. Really weird.
Well, it ended with the gunshot.
Yeah.
So we got one more episode.
We'll see. Yikers. Bye.
We think that we're going to start Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw that in there.
I meant to at the beginning.
Any of you guys wanted to stay and
follow
join.
Us.
She's seen it before. I have not seen any of it, so I have no idea.
I've seen like the first 2 seasons 3 times probably, but
we've been having so much fun with this, and it's going to be at least a year.
It's not quite as
I know it's not quite as
pretty. Yeah. It's pretty dishy. Yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, like and subscribe, we are planning on starting Downton Abbey from the beginning.
Sooner than later. Bye.